More women's football, Gab. What do you think of the proposal to lift the 3 o'clock Saturday blackout in England, which exists to preserve attendances at lower league games, to allow women's games to be in that slot?
I don't get it personally. So I understand the intent is to give, more visibility to the women's game and whatever else, but you can't have it both ways. If you think that this is a sacrosanct slot and you want to preserve attendances,
is that not good exposure for the women though, kicking off at that time?
I mean, would it be?
I don't know.
Or are football fans going to be going to watch their games and not sitting at home?
But for the casual fan that are not going to the games, they can tune into a women's game at 3 o'clock. Does that not make sense?
But the whole point is that the whole reason that they have this is that supposedly they argue that, if Manchester United are on television at 3 o'clock, I'm not going to sit home and watch Forest Green Rovers, right?
I get that.
So what would be the same thing if you think this actually helps the women's game? Personally, what I would do is I would get a little bit more creative for this. Maybe there are other kickoff times you can look at. I also think if having these games on television hurts attendances, then surely it works the same way with the women's game, right?
Yeah.
Because if Manchester City or Chelsea are on television, then I might not go and watch them in person.
Maybe I'm thinking about the fan that's watching the game around the world. If they can tune into a 3 o'clock women's game, maybe I'm thinking that's decent exposure. Don't know.
I don't know. They need to really think about this. I actually suspect that the reason that this has been proposed is the Premier League is like, ooh, look, this could give us a great excuse. If they're going to do it for the women's game, this could give us a great excuse to have Premier League games on at 3 o'clock. Right. And look, my view on this, and make the listener know this, is I don't think there should be a blackout. I don't think watching a game on television is a substitute for going to watch a game in person. But I also think you need to have some integrity and some coherence to your thought, and not all of a sudden do this. I think, they're trying to do thing with the women's game. We saw it with the Nations League games. They're on, for example, this last round, right? It was on Friday, and it's on a Tuesday night where there's only 2 Premier League games. I think that's good. The way they play the Women's Champions League, they often try to do that during international break. All of this is very, very good. But yeah, it's not going to be a 3 o'clock Saturday blackout lifting that's going to move the needle as I see it.